Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B have the #1 song in the country. It's called WAP. Or WAP. Or I'm not allowed to talk about it because I'm a dude and I refuse to say anything kind about this song because it's damaging to the culture. But I'm your host, Talking Face, and this could be news brought to you by Royal Family Studios. Media is going a bit haywire and it's controlling the narrative and how people think in the country. We see that women were upset at men before for objectifying them, and now with introductions of things like the slut walk and apparently this new song, they're objectifying themselves. So I guess that's cool. But next, we have Brian Stelter. Brian Stelter, as you know, is a host on fake news outlet CNN. I watch CNN from time to time to see what news story they're going to try to spin, or what new lies they're going to tell, or what fake news propaganda they're going to put out. And this one, I couldn't even watch all the way through because it was blatantly a lie. Apparently, those on the left are upset because conservative, right-wing media sources are genuinely concerned about Joe Biden's health. And their concerns are backed with facts and evidence that shows that Joe Biden is on a decline and he may not be suited to be the president. Brian Stelter begins by putting on his best act of being unbiased. And he did a piss poor job because, just watch.
It kind of explains everything about what's broken in our media environment, because there's all of these media outlets, all these talk radio stars and TV shows that are just constantly attacking, fueling hatred of the other side. Am I right to say this happens on the left and the right, but that it's more severe on the right currently?
I'm not going to say anything, but you can see that he led this lady to the right answer. But she's a prominent leftist, so she can handle this hands down, giving the right leftist answer that everyone wants to hear.
Yes, I would say it's more severe on the right currently, in part because the right just has a longer tradition of these overtly ideological media outlets.
I turned it off right then because of the simple fact that she can't be serious. Have you been living in this country for the last 4 years? When Donald Trump said that he wanted to be president, they started calling him a womanizer, they called him a misogynist, then they called him a racist, and then they moved on to traitor. They called the president of the United States a traitor, a crime that is punishable by death. You're blatantly lying, and you're trying to convince the people of this lie. And for some reason, I believe that they're going to fall for it because their memories only last for about 30 seconds. Majority of the news outlets and big tech companies that own social media are ran by the left. And if you just look through their timeline, you see 93% negative coverage on Donald Trump. And a lot of it is not even backed with facts. It's just opinion. At least the concerns about Joe Biden are facts, and you can see them. Only thing you have to do is watch and listen to what he says. In this last story, that was not covered in the mainstream media until, I believe, just yesterday. It occurred on Sunday, where a 5-year-old boy was shot by his neighbor, Darius Sessoms, 25 years old, while he was riding his bike. He was outside with his sisters, whose ages were 8 and 7, when his neighbor walked across the street and executed him. WRAL reports no details about a possible motive for the shooting have been released, but police said the shooting wasn't random. Sessom lives next door to Cannon's father, and a neighbor said that the two men had dinner together Saturday night and that Sessoms was at his neighbor's home earlier Sunday. So they broke bread together. That's just sad. Doris Limbrand, who witnessed the shooting, said Sessoms ran up to Cannon, put the gun near his head, and fired before running back to his own house. Sessoms was apprehended and charged with first-degree murder and is being held without bond in the Wilson County Jail. This story probably didn't make the news because of the simple fact that the young boy was white, Cannon Hinnant. and the assailant, Darius, was a black man. Now, we don't know why he killed this young boy, but we know for a fact why it didn't make mainstream media. Well, at least not to today, because of the simple fact, the colors. If they were reversed, it would have been plastered all on the media, and you know this because of the simple fact, that's the narrative. They had to perpetuate a race war, but the victim has to be black. And if you don't believe that, then you probably believe that Joe Biden is getting way more negative coverage than Donald Trump. But it's a sad story. I'm glad that this individual, Darius, was arrested. And my condolences and deepest sympathies to the Hinnant family. But that's all I have for you today. What do you think? Do you think that Donald Trump doesn't get too much negative coverage and that I'm tripping? And what do you think about this situation in North Carolina? Do you think race really plays a factor in news coverage? It's a terrible thing to happen. But I'm your host, Talking Face. This could be news. Peace.